But what if Canelo shoves you again in this press conference?
I'm gonna cry like a baby.
All right, thank you.
Terence Crawford's rise in boxing stands as one of the sport's most inspiring stories. Growing up in Omaha with few resources, he pushed past every obstacle, reaching heights no American boxer from his city ever had. Now undefeated across 3 divisions, he holds multiple undisputed titles and sits at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings in 2025. At home, Crawford is a devoted father and partner to Alindra, person who has supported him since his early days. Their family life and shared values keep him grounded, even as his fame and fortune soar. With a net worth reaching up to $30 million, luxurious properties and signature cars, he lives well but never forgets his roots. Every new headline about Crawford fuels curiosity about how his work ethic, loyalty, and love for family have helped shape both his legacy and his lavish lifestyle. This post uncovers what drives Crawford's remarkable success in and out of the ring. Terence Crawford's early life and path to boxing fame. Terence "Bud" Crawford grew up in North Omaha, where danger and hardship were daily realities. He experienced challenges at home and on the streets, making surviving and staying focused a constant fight. His journey from a tough Omaha neighborhood to the top of the boxing world didn't happen by chance. It was built with grit, discipline, and the support of mentors who saw more in him than just a scrappy kid from Nebraska. Childhood in North Omaha. Crawford was born on September 28, 1987 in Omaha, Nebraska to Deborah and Terence Sr. His home life was far from easy. His father was often away serving in the Navy, leaving his mother in charge of raising Crawford and his sisters Letitia and Shante. Discipline in the Crawford house was strict and sometimes harsh, as his mother believed in tough love. The challenges of poverty, combined with the risks of their North Omaha neighborhood, shaped Terence into someone who learned to defend himself and his family from an early age. Discovering boxing at the CW Boxing Club. At just 7 years old, Crawford started frequenting the CW Boxing Club. Boxing quickly became his outlet and refuge from trouble outside. Trainers Carl Washington and Midge Miner saw beyond his restless energy and strong will. They recognized Crawford's raw talent and burning determination, taking him under their wing. Midge Miner in particular stepped up as a father figure for Crawford, helping him channel frustration into a relentless training routine. The club became his second home and his training ground for life. Building an amateur powerhouse. In the ring, young Crawford was a natural. He didn't just match the skills of other kids, he surpassed them. Over his amateur career, Crawford racked up around 70 wins and brought home 3 national amateur gold medals. He scored victories over future world champions like Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia, and soon climbed the ranks as one of the nation's best lightweights. But just as it seemed the Olympic stage was in reach, a loss at the hands of Saddam Ali in the trials dashed his dreams for Beijing 2008. Still, these setbacks couldn't slow him down. Crawford's experience in national tournaments fired up his competitive edge and toughened his mental game. Home life, North Omaha, and the boxing gym fused to create a fighter who never quit. Turning pro and first big steps. Missing the Olympics was bitter, but it fueled Crawford's drive to succeed as a professional. He turned pro in March 2008 with a 26-second knockout in his debut, a sign of things to come. The early years were grinding, filled with modest venues and small purses, but each bout was another step forward. As a pro, Crawford stood out for his gift to fight just as well in orthodox as he did in southpaw. He kept trainers and opponents guessing, weaving in advanced defense with smart offense. His ability to read a fight, adjust instantly, and use timing to dismantle rivals became his trademark. The lessons he picked up at CW Boxing Club never left him. A legacy born from adversity. Crawford's climb wasn't just about winning fights but overcoming everything thrown his way. A near-fatal shooting in 2008 reminded him what was at stake. Instead of spiraling, Crawford used the moment as a push to leave street life behind and go all-in on boxing. His early years weren't about lavish paydays or bright lights. They were about survival, family, and turning pain into purpose. These roots keep him hungry today, no matter how high he's climbed in the sport. Every fight, every milestone traces back to a young boy in North Omaha fighting for something more. Inside the unmatched career of an undefeated champion. Terence Crawford's professional boxing career is a story few in sports can rival. Already an inspiration for fighters who start with little, Crawford has gone from overlooked Omaha prospect to a living legend in the ring. His path hasn't just been about remaining undefeated. It's been about breaking the limits of what was thought possible in boxing. Let's step inside the remarkable streak, the milestones, and what sets Crawford apart from every champion who has come before. The road to boxing history, 42-0 and 3-time undisputed. Crawford's record tells only part of the truth. As of September 2025, he stands at 42 wins, 0 losses, and 31 knockouts. Each victory helped him climb through 5 weight classes, an almost unthinkable feat, and gather world titles along the way. His most recent win, a unanimous decision against Canelo Alvarez at Allegiant Stadium, was no ordinary fight. Canelo, a much larger, heavily favored opponent, had dominated super middleweight for years. Crawford moved up from junior middleweight and spotlighted his speed, skill, and fight IQ, outlanding and outthinking Alvarez across 12 rounds in front of over 70,000 fans and a worldwide broadcast on Netflix. That victory crowned him undisputed super middleweight champion, making Crawford the first man in boxing's modern 4-belt era to become undisputed champion in 3 different divisions: junior welterweight, and super middleweight. With this win, he's also one of boxing's rare 5-division world titleists, and he's never lost on the sport's grandest stages. Signature wins and defining moments. Crawford's unbeaten streak isn't padded, it's filled with statement performances. His rise started as a lightweight but took off when he rampaged through the junior welterweight 140 lb division. In 2017, he unified all 4 world titles by knocking out Julius Indongo, a feat so rare it brought comparisons to the greats of the last 50 years. The leap to welterweight brought new doubters, but Crawford swept aside every challenge. In 2023, he dominated Errol Spence Jr., handing Spence his first defeat and claiming the undisputed welterweight crown with a 9th-round TKO. Just 2 years later, the move to super middleweight to face Canelo shocked the world again. The run has been defined by Crawford's ability to face bigger, stronger men and beat them at their own game. He doesn't simply out-hit, he outsmarts, using angles, switch hitting, timing, and relentless pressure. Key moments in his undefeated campaign include: unifying junior welterweight 2017, KO of Julius Indongo. Winning WBO welterweight title 2018, TKO over Jeff Horn. Unifying the welterweight division 2023, TKO victory over Errol Spence Jr. Conquering super middleweight 2025, unanimous decision over Canelo Alvarez, becoming undisputed in a 3rd division. Each milestone added new layers to his legacy. The unique style behind the streak. Crawford's unmatched success comes from his signature style, a blend few have managed at the championship level. He is known for his switch hitting, the ability to fight equally well from orthodox and southpaw stances. This skill keeps opponents off balance and unsure how to defend or attack. He uses a sharp jab, excellent footwork, and constant lateral movement, making him elusive and dangerous. His timing disrupts even the most calculated fighters, creating openings for powerful, fight-changing counters. Over 70% of his fights have ended in knockouts, not because of raw punching power alone but through flawless setups. He's also mastered the chess match of the sport, often starting cautiously, reading opponents, and then taking over as the rounds progress. This approach worked just as well against Canelo Alvarez as it did against every name on his resume. Achieving greatness against the odds. While many champions have long undefeated streaks, what makes Crawford stand alone is his willingness to keep moving up, to face the best fighters available in their prime, even when he wasn't favored to win. He's gone from overlooked title challenger to having experts and former champions call him the best of this era, with many discussions about all-time greatness. Crawford's mental approach is as sharp as his physical gifts. His success isn't by accident, it's built on discipline, fearless ambition, and the ability to rise to each new occasion, no matter how steep the odds. Why Crawford's record matters. Boxing is filled with risks. Titles can be lost on a single punch. Legacies shift with one bad night. Remaining undefeated at the highest level is the rarest air. Doing it while jumping weight classes and collecting belt after belt turns an elite fighter into a legend. Crawford's streak, his adaptability, and his dominance against top-tier rivals build a case for him as one of the greatest fighters of his generation. With every fight, he doesn't just defend his belts, he expands his legend and raises the bar for what's possible in boxing. Family life and the woman behind the champ. Meet Alindra person. Every champion's journey is shaped not just by what happens in the ring but by the people waiting at home. For Terence Crawford, family is more than a backdrop, it's his foundation and safe harbor. Alindra Person, known by many as Esha, has been a steady force beside him from his early Omaha days to his standing as a boxing legend. Their story is one of shared sacrifice, private strength, and the kind of partnership that deserves the spotlight. Alindra Person, roots and early life. Alindra Person was born on January 3, 1991, and grew up in Chicago before her family moved to Omaha in 2003. The move, which brought her to Crawford's hometown during her early teens, proved life-changing. Omaha's tough edges and tight-knit neighborhoods aren't always easy for newcomers, but Alindra found her place and soon met Crawford at school. They started as friends, their bond deepening through high school years. Unlike many who are drawn to fame, Alindra didn't fall for Crawford because of his boxing. In fact, she once shared that she thought he just had a job, seeing him as a regular guy trying to make it. By the time Crawford's career picked up steam, Alindra was already by his side, believing in his work ethic before the rest of the world noticed. Their shared Midwest values became the bedrock of their relationship. Together through thick and thin. Life with a champion isn't all spotlights and red carpets. Terence and Alindra's story is filled with ups and downs, long stretches apart during training camps and the pressure of public attention. In Omaha, they've built a home where family comes first. The couple share 6 children, sons Terence Jr., T. Bud and Tyrese, and daughters Talia and Trinity Michelle, plus Alindra's daughter Tamia from an earlier relationship whom Crawford treats as his own. This blended family is often seen together at Crawford's fights, dressed in matching outfits and beaming with pride. Alindra does more than keep the household running. She's present at ringside, rallying their children, defending Crawford from online critics, and celebrating every win and milestone, big or small. In a world where the focus is often on the athlete, Alindra's strength and authenticity shine just as brightly. The power of partnership and parenting. Crawford is open about how parenthood changed him. He credits Alindra's first pregnancy as a turning point that forced him to leave old habits behind. Fatherhood added urgency to his drive. He promised himself that his kids would have a childhood very different from his own in North Omaha, and that promise has become his North Star. Despite his grueling training and travel schedule, Crawford never loses sight of family. He's known for popping up at school events, rushing home for birthdays, and cheering from the sidelines at his children's games, even when he's been on the road for weeks. Alindra's social media tells a story of family pride, birthdays, holiday gatherings, and viral moments like their daughter Talia's shoeless track victory. Their work as parents extends outside their home. In 2015, Alindra joined Crawford on a humanitarian trip to Uganda and Rwanda to help build water wells. She shares his belief that success means little if you don't give back. Real-world challenges and recent headlines. Not every family story is picture-perfect. In June 2025, after Crawford referenced having a 7th child with another woman and made a single declaration on Instagram, rumors swirled about changes in his relationship with Alindra. While headlines and social media posts raised questions, close friends and family often keep private matters behind closed doors. What's clear is that, whatever their current relationship status, Alindra has played a central role in both Crawford's rise and the happiness of their children. Alindra's own identity and philanthropy. Known online as Esha, Alindra isn't just the champion's partner, she's built her own following through candid posts and positive messages. Alindra regularly posts about her travels, family adventures, and her support for Crawford. She stood up to online critics, weathered the pressures of public life, and still prioritizes her children above all else. Her dedication to philanthropy and willingness to step into the spotlight for causes she believes in show that she stands on her own merit. Whether she's supporting Crawford ringside or helping provide clean water in Africa, Alindra leads by example and teaches her children the value of kindness and hard work. What family really means for Crawford. The success Crawford enjoys today didn't appear overnight, nor did it rest on his shoulders alone. The structure, love, and stability provided by Alindra Person and their children have grounded him. In boxing, the word corner has deep meaning. It's where the fighter finds advice, comfort, and the will to step back out. Alindra is in many ways that anchor for Crawford. Their partnership has made the high points higher and softened the inevitable blows that come outside the ring. In the end, family is Crawford's greatest title, and behind the headlines, it's the bond with Alindra Person that remains a driving force in every chapter of his story. Luxury meets modesty, Crawford's lavish yet grounded lifestyle. Terence Crawford lives a life that many only dream about. With world titles, a growing fortune, and homes that rival estate magazines, he could choose to surround himself with non-stop luxury. But Crawford's approach is a rare mix of high-end living and real-world values. His choices reflect a man who remembers his roots while enjoying the rewards of his hard-earned success. This unique blend of flash and humility is at the heart of his lifestyle. High-end homes and comfortable spaces. Crawford's main home in Omaha stands as proof of his hard work. Set in a private neighborhood, the property offers all the modern comforts, including a stunning kitchen, a home gym, and enough space for his children to play and grow. He has made sure the house feels lived in, family-focused, and warm, rather than cold or overdone. Main features of his Omaha home include spacious living areas filled with personal family photos, a custom gym that allows him to train without leaving home, cozy bedrooms for each child, decorated with their favorite themes, a secure backyard with playground setups for family time. He has invested in real estate beyond Nebraska too, adding vacation getaways that offer peaceful breaks with his loved ones, away from the buzz of the headlines. Signature cars and practical rides. Crawford's car collection grabs attention but also says a lot about his taste. He owns a handful of luxury vehicles, including a Rolls-Royce and a Lamborghini, both in colors he picked himself. These rides often show up in his social posts and press shots, symbols of how far he has come. But alongside these, you'll spot him behind the wheel of a Chevy or SUV when he's dropping kids off or running errands. He shows that you can appreciate fine cars without forgetting the need for practical family vehicles. This everyday approach keeps him pleasant and approachable in Omaha, where locals still see him at gas stations or groceries. Dressing sharp yet staying true. Fashion is another way Crawford walks the line between opulence and authenticity. For red carpet events and major appearances, Crawford turns heads in tailored suits and high-end streetwear. His style has drawn the attention of big brands, yet you just as often catch him in simple hoodies, gym gear, or team sweats when spending time with family. Highlights of Crawford's personal style. Custom suits for championship fights. Designer sneakers and bold accessories. Branded workout clothing for training days. Local school team apparel for community events. His wardrobe fits every area of his life, from luxury events to afternoons at the park, showing his ability to move between worlds without losing his sense of self. Giving back without flash. What stands out most about Crawford's version of luxury is how often he shares it with others. His involvement in community projects says a lot about his character. He has funded sports initiatives for Omaha kids and paid for scholarships that send students to college. Crawford has also renovated gyms in underserved neighborhoods, so kids have a safe place to train and dream big. He often donates without calling for cameras or headlines. These efforts show his definition of success, lifting others up as he climbs. People close to Crawford say he believes wealth should open doors for others, not just himself. Simple pleasures and staying grounded. Despite the big paydays and growing fame, Crawford holds tight to simple routines. He enjoys backyard barbecues, bowling nights with friends, and birthday parties surrounded by family. On social media, he shares clips of family dinners and quiet moments with his kids, no filters, no pretense. For Crawford, these moments matter as much as any big win in Las Vegas or a drive in a supercar. Friends say he's happiest when he's teaching his kids to throw a punch in the garage or watching cartoons on the couch. Values over headlines. Crawford's blend of luxury and modesty shows who he really is. He enjoys fast cars, designer clothes, and beautiful properties but values family, community, and hard work much more. His life proves you can rise to the top, taste the best of what money can buy, and still stay loyal to where you started. In every way he manages to keep his feet on the ground, no matter how high his star climbs. Terence Crawford's net worth in 2025, how he built his multi-million-dollar empire. When it comes to net worth in the fight world, few names spark more interest than Terence Crawford. By 2025, he stands not only as an undefeated champion but also as one of boxing's top earners. His journey from low-purse fights to earning paydays that reach 8 figures has captured attention far beyond sports fans. What's the secret behind Crawford's stacked fortune, and how did he turn raw talent into a true empire? Let's break down the sources fueling his wealth and the mindset that keeps cash flowing in. Massive fight purses, the foundation of Crawford's wealth. Crawford's earnings as a boxer form the core of his net worth. His climb up the sports ranks came with bigger and better paydays with every win. When he first turned pro, Crawford took home just a few $1,000s per fight, but as he collected major titles and cleaned out entire divisions, his purses grew into the millions. By 2025, major bouts, especially the blockbuster showdowns against Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez, pulled in record money. Crawford's latest fights came with guaranteed purses of over $15 million for marquee events. Additional money from pay-per-view shares, often topping $5 million per fight. Win bonuses, sponsorship incentives, and extra financial rewards for headline performances. He also scored a signing bonus with Netflix's 2024 fight series, which further bolstered his bank account. Boxers at Crawford's level earn money from contracts crafted with their interests in mind, not just what promoters offer. The power of pay-per-view and streaming. It's not just purse size that builds Crawford's empire. The move of big fights to streaming platforms has been a jackpot. The 2025 Canelo Showdown on Netflix reached new heights, pulling in over 1 million paying viewers and smashing records. With every pay-per-view PPV sold, Crawford takes a solid percentage. Revenue streams include global streaming rights, PPV sales on US and international networks, replays and highlight packages sold to sports channels. Where fighters of the past relied on crowd size, Crawford's era is powered by digital access. Every click, subscription, and replay puts more cash in his corner. Brand deals, endorsements, and business moves. Crawford's value now reaches beyond the ring. His partnerships and business deals add extra muscle to his net worth. Top brands in sports and lifestyle have lined up to work with him. These deals often bring in 7 figures per year. Active endorsement partners include sports apparel brands designing limited releases and signature gear. Auto companies leveraging his all-gas, no-brakes persona. Tech and energy drink companies using him as a face of power and motivation. Crawford doesn't just lend his name to anything, he chooses partners that fit his image and values. This smart approach means more long-term deals with less risk. Real estate and smart investments. Prize money doesn't last unless you manage it well. Crawford and his team use real estate as a stable pillar. His Omaha home is just one piece of a growing portfolio. Properties in Nebraska and investment homes elsewhere in the Midwest bring steady appreciation and rental income. He has put money into apartment complexes in Omaha's recovering neighborhoods, vacation rentals for steady passive income, small business startups focused on fitness and youth sports. These types of investments protect Crawford's wealth no matter what happens in the ring. Giving back while building wealth. True wealth, according to Crawford, is about more than what's in your account. He invests directly in his community, funding gyms, scholarships, and local events. This makes a difference for Omaha kids, but it also boosts his reputation as a role model. His approach: funding after-school boxing programs and community sports leagues. Donating cash and facility upgrades to neighborhood centers. Partnering with nonprofits to support education and youth safety. Crawford's giving fuels more positive headlines, which only helps his endorsement value. Crawford's 2025 net worth, an honest estimate. So, how much is Terence Crawford worth in mid-2025? Industry insiders and financial reporters estimate his net worth at $30 million to $35 million. This figure blends fight earnings, endorsement *NTS, real estate assets, and business stakes. Here's a rough breakdown. Fight purses and PPV, $20 million+. Sponsorships and endorsements, $5 million. Real estate and investments, $5 to $7 million. Business ventures and other income, $2 to $3 million. In boxing, riches can disappear fast with the wrong decisions. Crawford's mix of caution, loyalty, and ambition keeps him far from that risk. The blueprint: how Crawford's empire stays strong. Crawford's financial growth isn't just luck, it comes down to these habits. Consistency: he wins and shows up, fight after fight. Discipline: he spends and invests wisely, trusting advisors he's known for years. Self-reliance: he owns his promotion company, choosing which fights make sense for him. Authenticity: brands and fans trust him because he never puts up a front. Work ethic: he treats training, business, and family with the same focus. Crawford's story shows how championship talent plus sharp money moves can build generational wealth. For anyone chasing big dreams, his journey is the blueprint. The empire isn't just built on titles, it's anchored in daily discipline, tough choices, and knowing when to move fast or slow. As 2025 rolls on, Crawford's net worth stands as proof that greatness is built, not given. Terence Crawford's journey stands as a powerful example of grit, discipline, and hometown pride. His undefeated run, built on careful work in and out of the ring, shows what is possible when talent meets true commitment. While his net worth and lavish lifestyle grab headlines, it's his devotion to family and Omaha that defines his legacy. Crawford's story proves that real greatness shines through daily actions, caring for loved ones, giving back, and staying true no matter the spotlight. His example invites you to ask what lasting success really means, far beyond any dollar amount or trophy. Keep your eyes on Crawford as he continues to shape boxing and inspire people everywhere. Thank you for watching, share your thoughts, and keep the conversation about legacy and impact growing.